Hello and welcome to tonight's LJL Esports Round Up. We're going to cover the news that's taken place in the last 24 hours or so. If you missed my video yesterday, I went over top laner prospects in the 4 major regions. That will continue when we don't have news to discuss. But there are 4 different teams that made a move, as well as something else to discuss. So, Team Liquid first re-signed Impact. Impact has returned. That was rumored to be the case. There was a verbal agreement, so that came through. He struggled last year with FlyQuest as FlyQuest bombed out, was a tire fire, a big disappointment. 2.6 KDA, 7.7 CS per minute, 57 KP, 367 gold per minute, which is about 21% of the team's gold. 476 damage per minute, 23% of the damage. On average, was up 140 gold, 1 CS, 270 XP, 11 solo kills, 7 champions, 18 games. So was he at fault for the reason why FlyQuest struggled? Probably not. On average, he's slightly ahead in lane, so he's not losing lane hard at his age, but he has dropped off. I think I said this when FlyQuest officially let him go, that Impact is not what he once was. He is weak side at best, and maybe that will work out for Team Liquid now that Summit is gone, and we saw that Summit and Pioshik, well, mainly Summit, had a lot to say about APA, at least rumored, or if not even, I mean, on Twitter he says all sorts of crap. And now we see him in Latin America, so who is better off now? You know, I don't think he won that fight when it came to criticizing APA. Either way, though, I think Impact is a better pair with him anyways. Impact can play weak side, can just kind of do his thing, fill out the composition, does not have ego. And, you know, in that respect, it's good for TL. But at the same time, Impact is not as good as Summit. And, you know, it's going to leave a lot to be desired, especially if the rumored Umpty comes to Team Liquid in the jungle. I would rather them just brought up Arthur, otherwise known as Mir. I think he offers more than Umpty, but that's beside the point. 100 Thieves announced quite a bit of their roster. The only position left is maybe mid lane when it comes to, well, no, Quid is probably staying, right? So they actually, their roster's, I guess, kind of official. River joins from Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians now no longer in existence. So 4.3 KDA, 5.7 CS per minute, 69.5 KP, more carry oriented. But these numbers, I mean, the CS is higher than average. KP is average though. So does work, gets gold, is one of the better, if not the best jungler in the LCS. 356 gold per minute, it's 19% of gold, 371 damage per minute, that's 15.5% of damage. On average, he was not gapping enemy mid laners, junglers, keep in mind, he did play a handful of games, not even a trio of games against BDS at Worlds, as well as played quite a bit of playoffs to affect these numbers, but only up 165 gold, 1 CS, down 15 XP, 4 solo kills, 15 champions, 34 games. That's the kicker there. Really flexible, a talented player, immediately the best player on 100 Thieves. And I think it has something, there's something to be said that, like, they made coaching changes, and we'll talk about that in a second. But he also brought Spooks with them to be the assistant coach. That's something to note. Meech comes in as part of, I mean, with his coach, Golden Glue. Meech was a NACL player for a while, played with the Disguised Toast team or whatever this past year. Did very well. Is a little older, though, if I recall, so he won't be appearing on that prospect list when I get to it, but 4.8 KDA, 9.7 CS per minute, 70.2 KP. So in Academy, they fought around him a lot. That needs to be a caveat there. These numbers are Academy. I would say if you don't get above 10 CS per minute, if you're not dominating lane, or at least winning lane handily, it's hard to really warrant a call-up. But 454 gold per minute is 24.5% of the gold, 774 damage per minute. Now that's worthy of a call-up. Finding a way to deal damage and deal a shit ton of it. He puts his foot down, and, I mean, he's going to get after you, and he's going to deal damage in team fights, and that's a big deal. Some, 80 carries are a little more passive. Meech is not. 32% of his team's damage, nonetheless. Like, he's a hard carry when it comes to that. 185 gold and down 170 XP. That's part of the deal, though, too. If you're not getting leads in the first 15 minutes at a lower level of play, what's to expect you to do that at a higher level of play? Not to mention he had Zazel alongside him, who is a former LCS support in Academy. So it's not like he's with some rookie. 5 solo kills, 10 champions in 50 games played. Now, Meech will be alongside Isla in bot lane. Isla played with FlyQuest and EG last year. 3.9 KDA, 76.7 KP. Very, very involved alongside Unforgiven with EG last split. On average, 142 DPM, 297 vision score per minute. Placed about 7 wards every 5 minutes, 2 control wards every 5 minutes, and 2 control wards every 10 minutes. A ward every minute. 2 wards every 5 minutes, and then cleared 2 wards every 5 minutes. 12 champions, 30 games. Isla's pretty good, but at the same time, he did not step it up the way many would have thought he would last year with FlyQuest after being so hyped, after being on Team Liquid Academy and playing those few games with Team Liquid and playing pretty well in them. Coach Kane is out. He went 7-11, 1-3 in playoffs with 100 Thieves. Obviously, a longtime coach of Team Liquid, former player. Coached KDF in the LCK before joining 100 Thieves. So he's been around the block. These are just stats from one split because that's how long he was with 100 Thieves. Golden Glue is now the coach. Golden Glue, a former mid laner in the LCS, or maybe not. I don't know if he really played in the LCS. That's besides the point. He played a long time in Academy, and now as a coach. He was the coach of that disguised team alongside Meech. We'll see how he does. He was a long-time 100 Thieves Academy coach also for several splits, so he is used to the organization, so it's no surprise that they brought him in. Some more coaching news. Immortals signed Sharks. Sharks was FlyQuest's, well, not FlyQuest's head coach, but in FlyQuest's coaching staff the last few years. Went 39-60, at least that's what he is accredited for on Leaguepedia, part of coaching staff, so went 39-60. 4-9 in the playoffs. FPX Juicy also has been let go. Juicy went 10-22 with FPX. He had been with their LDL team prior to this and only got 1 year, one and done. He's out. And they do not have another coach listed under the organization that has a Leaguepedia page to even look at. So with that in mind, who knows what FPX is going to go with going forward. Obviously, they struggled. Going between Jalahu and Fearness in spring, going with Jalahu in summer, and then they had Bonnie and Hacker. Like, they had a bunch of different players. Howie played early on in the year. Howie is a very young prospect with some potential. And then you swapped supports. They had Lele, then they go Chow Chow. Just a mess. Lastly, LJL is now part of the PCS, just like OS did last year. It was rumored at the time that Japan would join Australia and New Zealand in becoming a part of the PCS, and it looks like the LJL has. That means all LJL players are now PCS players, but every LJL team does need to have 3 Japanese players on it, or I don't know if that includes residents as well, like, you know, the Korean imports that have become residents, because some of them have played there forever, you know, like an Aria or Steel for that matter. And I do think Japan will be more competitive against the PCS than OS was. We saw Chief Esports go to, Chief and then Team Bliss both go to the PCS playoffs, and I believe they didn't win a series. I know the first time, I don't think they won a game. Like, they got smoked. And then in summer, I don't think they won a series. Like, the top seed in Oceania did not beat, like, the 8th best team in the PCS, which is pretty pitiful. Or the 6th best, whatever the worst PCS team was. LJL, I think DFM can be competitive against the 3rd or 4th seed. We've seen that in history. Historically, Japan has been able to be competitive against the 2nd seeds from the PCS, so I don't think that there is a reason to believe that they won't be now. It's kind of just DFM, though, that has done that, and now that DFM have the issues they have internally from this past year with harassment and letting Eevee go and Eevee going to the LEC and bringing up Toll 2. Toll 2 isn't very good, but then they harass him, kick him off the team, play their longtime AD carry Utapon in top lane, makes a mess. Then they go bring a guy off of his couch that's always wanted to play at Worlds, 31 years old, to play at Worlds so he could be, so his son has something to watch, like, as in going forward. Like, it's just, TFM are a mess, but they are the dynasty of Japan, so I expect them to be in the PCS playoffs next split, and we'll see how competitive they are. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.